Today is a very auspicious day, disappearance day of one of their disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, named Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj. I will read about him from Srila Bhakti Vichar Vishnu Maharaj, who is now present Acharya of Krishna Chaitanya Mission, because he, in their mission, like Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj and Janardhan Goswami Maharaj and some other disciples of Prabhupada, they together made that mission, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mission. Janardhan Goswami Maharaj also made separately 2 mats. He was in charge. And in the beginning, all those who wanted to take sannyas, they took it from him. Though they were disciples of Bhakti-Vaibhav Puri Maharaj, but sannyas was given by him. So today is his disappearance day. I will read from Srila Bhakti Vichar Vishnu Maharaj. As many devotees from around the world would like to know about his glorious life, teachings, personal history, and devotional practice, I humbly offer this brief sketch at the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj. By the inspiration and yearning of the devotees, I present this for their edification. Srila Janardhan Goswami Maharaj was a unique, pure Rupanuga Vaishnava from among all of our Guru Vargas and the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada. As such, he always taught us the highest principles of Krishna Bhakti as enunciated by Srila Prabhupada, who was also affectionately known as Barshabhanabi Devi Deita Das, the beloved servant of Srimati Radharani. Srila Janardhan Goswami Maharaj was a strict follower of Raghunath Das Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami, both of whom taught the value and highest objective of Radha Dasyam, that is servitude to Radharani, being themselves intimate servitors of Srimati Radharani. Srila Janardhan Goswami Maharaj is my sannyas guru and was the vice president of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mission. He was held in the highest esteem by his god brothers, including my Diksha Guru, His Divine Grace Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupat Paramahansa Ashtotarshata Shri Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, and by Pujapat Nityananda Goswami Maharaj, another prominent senior disciple of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Very dear to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Nityananda Das Brahmachari was also Srila Prabhupada's personal servant and cook. I have tried to collect a few drops of nectar from the ocean of Srila Janardhan Goswami Maharaj's sublime qualities. Some of this I experienced personally, but I will also relate some of Srila Maharaja's noble characteristics and pastimes as observed by some of his other close associates and god brothers. In this way, it is my hope that by offering this recollection at his lotus feet, we may all be blessed and inspired by such a divine personality. Then, here is Pranam Mantra. Namayom Vishnu Padaya Prabhupada Priyaya Cha Shri Srimad Bhakti Jivan Janardhanaya Namine. I offer my Dandavat Pranam unto the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, who is very dear to Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada. Shravanena Prabhupada Prajalpatihya Prabhupada Nishta Rupa Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to Shri Guru, who is always speaking the name of Prabhupada. He is Guru Padma. He is the very forum of Guru Nishta, that is firm faith in Guru, in his unshakable determination to serve the lotus feet of his Guru Maharaj. Radha Tattva Nishtaya Chintayati Sadatmane Ajnana Nashine Tasmai Prema Sara Pracharine. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, who has great determination and intense faith in Sri Radha Tattva, and who was always immersed in remembering Srimati Radharani, her glories, mood and pastimes, and who always taught the same truths to his disciples and followers. Shri Radha Bhava Gambiraha Hridaye Smarati Sada Svajana Prati Vatsalya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to Shri Guru, who is always absorbed in the core of his heart in the deep bhava, that is love, of Srimati Radharani, following in the footsteps of our previous acharyas, whose hearts are ever captivated by her divine qualities and pastimes, and who always lovingly relish such discussions in the company of like-minded devotees. Vaishnavanam Varenyam Yah Sarva Shastre Supanditaha Tam Guroh Charanam Bande Shri Jivana Janardanam. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, who is an Uttam Bhagavat, a topmost devotee among all devotees in Vaishnava society, and who expertly comprehends the purport of all devotional scriptures. Radhe Radheti Mukhabje Yasya Spurati Abhikshnam Radhayah Priya Sarupa Shri Jivana Janardanam. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, who is always remembering and loudly chanting along with his associates Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. Gaura Kripa Vigrahaya Gaurangasya Priyatmane Tam Rupam Satatam Vande Mat Jivanasya Jivanam. I offer my Dandavat Pranam unto Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj, who is the very forum of Lord Gauranga's mercy, and who is very dear to Lord Gauranga. Virahena Sadayache Tava Pada Padme Shume Ashraya Charane Dehi Gurudeva Kripa Luna. I offer my Dandavat Pranam to you, O Gurudev, intensely feeling your separation. I pray that by your compassion and mercy you will always give me shelter at your lotus feet. So this was Pranam Mantra. Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj appeared in this world in the year 1917, in the month of Agrahayan Shuklashtami, on a Friday corresponding to the date of December 21st, 1917. That will come next week. His appearance and disappearance are very close to each other. Next week it comes. He appeared in a village near the town of Banja Nagar, Ganjam district in the state of Orissa, Bharatavarsha, that is India. We noted here that Ganjam district is famous for being the appearance place of numerous high caliber Gauriya Vaishnavas. Srila Janardhan Goswami Maharaja's father and mother are unknown because he never spoke much about the details of his life prior to joining the Math. Without having performed much of a sickness pastime, Srila Guru Maharaj uttered Radhe 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 and passed from this world at 6:25 a.m. on Monday, December 5th, 1994. He did so in the presence of his disciples at Gauravani Binod Ashram Gauriya Math, Subasapali, Karakpur, Medinipur district, West Bengal, India, in the temple complex that he had founded and constructed there. In his youth, upon hearing the preaching of the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he was immediately attracted to Krishna consciousness and traveled to Sri Dham Mayapur. There he surrendered his life to the service of his Gurudev and began residing in Sri Chaitanya Math. A model sadhaka, he was unwaveringly respectful to all Vaishnavas and to his elder god brothers. He never missed arati or kirtan. Naturally detached from material sense enjoyment and mundane inclinations, he always showed a special attraction to and interest in hearing Harikatha and Srimad Bhagavatam classes from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Guru Maharaj took initiation from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Mayapur and received the name Shripat Anantaram Das Brahmachari. From the time he joined the Math, he was seen to be continually engaged in rendering various loving devotional services to the Math and to the mission of his Gurudev. He always took great concern to never waste a moment of time, and to always be favorably engaged in hearing Krishna Katha, joining Kirtan, worshipping Tulsi, studying Shastra, going out for preaching, collecting donations for the maintenance of the temple, and a diversity of other devotional services which he executed with faith and humility. Further, he was never seen to be attached to anything for his own personal comfort, opulence, service, or recognition. His Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, was very pleased with his service attitude, sincerity, and commitment, and in turn always paid special attention to him. After receiving initiation, Shripat Anantaram Das Brahmachari quickly became proficient in scriptural knowledge and joined the preaching mission along with his other god brothers, who had great affection and respect for him on account of his exemplary devotional qualities. Seeing his enthusiasm and ability, Srila Saraswati Thakur sent him to Orissa to preach. He sometimes stayed at the Gauriya Math in Kotok and later resided in Puri at Chatak Parvat, Purushottam Gauriya Math, where he offered his service for some time. Subsequently, he also served at the Bagbazar Gauriya Math in Calcutta. While there, he went out every day to collect donations for various temple projects. He visited households and businesses throughout the city and very enthusiastically enlightened whoever he met with valuable instructions on the science of Krishna Bhakti. Regardless of whether he was very busily engaged doing service around the temple, such as worshipping the deities, performing arati, cooking, distributing prasadam, cleaning the temple, and doing various other types of seva, he still never failed to spend time reading Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other Puranas. As well as regularly reading Shastra, he also memorized all of the most important scriptural verses. He did this not for show, but as a function of keeping his inner devotional life vibrant. He also thoroughly studied all 18 Puranas. That is not a small job. They are like Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. But other Puranas like Skanda, they have like 50,000, 70,000 verses. And there are 18 Puranas. So it is not a small job to read all Puranas. His deep faith in Shastra and his proclivity to memorize and lovingly recite scripture inspired other devotees, including those who were senior to him, to memorize more verses. Even while he was still a brahmachari, it was not unusual for senior Vaishnavas to order him to speak and then become impressed and inspired by his Harikatha. For the benefit of his audience, whenever he spoke, he frequently made reference to stories he had read in the Puranas and elsewhere. Consequently, his godbrothers would lovingly refer to him as speaker of Puranas or Purana Vakta. Srila Janardhan Maharaj was, in fact, Preshtanushīlanam. Every moment of his entire life was dedicated to the service of his Gurudev and the Vaishnavas and to continually searching for the essential value of life. Puranas, they are like fifth Veda, 4 Vedas, Upanishad, Vedanta Sutra. Then, for easily understanding what Vedas are telling, Vyasadeva made 18 Puranas, and they can be studied by other than Brahmanas and ladies all, and they will get same teaching. Because Puranas, all teachings are given through different stories. There are innumerable stories there. The point of every story is some teaching is there, so one can understand the point. Our Gurudev, he wrote that Puranic Charitavali about different characters in Puranas. By studying their character also we can get the teaching. But if someone wants to read all 18 Puranas, it requires time. And he not only read, he memorized and was speaking from Puranas, those stories. In 1937, on the 1st of January, when the Acharya of the Gauriya Math, Jagadguru Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, enacted his disappearance lila, the Math was overtaken by disagreements and quarrels between god brothers on how to cooperatively manage the institution. Many sannyasis and brahmacharis then left Sri Chaitanya Math to preach and establish their own independent centers and temples. At that time, there was great suffering on account of disunity and misunderstanding between devotees. Then Shripad Anantaram Das Brahmachari, along with other brahmacharis and sannyasis, rented a house in Medinipur at Shiva Bazar, where they eventually established the Sri Shyamananda Gauriya Math. At that temple, the president was Srila Bhakti Vichar Jajavar Gosai Maharaj. Under Shripad Anantaram Das Brahmachari's guidance, other god brothers joined him and started preaching from there. During this period, Shripad Radharaman Das Brahmachari, who was later on known as by his sannyas name of Srila Bhakti Kumud Shanta Gosai Maharaj, and who was a very close associate of Shripad Anantaram Das Brahmachari, would spend a considerable amount of time discussing high-class Vaishnava Shastra. Sometimes Srila Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj would also join them as they studied Vaishnava philosophy and Kirtan, plus discussed the pastimes of Radha Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, they all happily spent their time absorbed in Krishna Bhakti. In Medinipur, there was also a library maintained by the king where devotees would go to do research. Here it is not mentioned, but one of the founding members of the Shyamananda Gauriya Math was also our Parangurudev, and as you heard, when our Gurudev joined the Math, then in Calcutta first, then his family members came to take him, but before that, already Parangurudev sent him to this Shyamananda Gauriya Math. So our Gurudev was staying there and he said, I saw all these Vaishnavas. And in this Shyamananda Gauriya Math, our Gurudev received Harinam initiation also, enacting the pastime of taking initiation. With great enthusiasm, along with some of his god brothers, Shripad Anantaram Das, an undeviated, that is Naishtika Brahmachari, went to his respected elder god brother Nitarila Pravishta Om Srila Bhakti Gaura Baikanash Gosai Maharaj and accepted Ridanda Sannyas ashram from him in accordance with the principles of Upadesamrita. At that time, he received the name Tridandi Sami Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Gosai Maharaj. After serving for some time in the Sri Shyamananda Gauriya Math, Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Gosai Maharaj left to preach the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to establish his own temple, Gauravani Binod Ashram Gauriya Math, in Subasapali, Karakpur. There he installed beautiful deities of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Sri Sri Radha Binod Jiu and worshipped them daily along with the murti of his beloved Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Making this temple his home base, he preached successfully all over Orissa and West Bengal. He was known for organizing beautiful, well-attended festivals where guests were welcome to hear high-class Harikatha and then sumptuously fed. The Appearance Day festival, Vyasa Puja, he held for his worshipable Guru Maharaj always attracted many Vaishnavas. Many also recall the grand Radhashtami festivals he would hold and how he would repeatedly and joyfully be heard to chant Radhe Radhe. Srila Guru Maharaj was an expert preacher and always took the attention of his audience to the examples found in the pages of the Puranas. Known for his sweet, slow presentations, his classes captured the interest of the many devotees and visitors who came to hear him speak. Everyone knew that once he began speaking Harikatha, his classes would never be less than 2 hours long. At times, he even spoke for up to 4 hours. He was also known to sing the Gauriya Mahajana's Padyavalis songs. In this way, he easily attracted the many pious, fortunate souls who took shelter of him. By seeing his ideal Vaishnava character, his determined vow of sannyas, his mood of service at the lotus feet of his guru, his devotion to Radha Govinda and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by hearing his sweet Harikatha, embellished with relevant examples and Rasa Kirtan, many wealthy, highly literate persons came to Kharagpur to hear from him. Many eventually took initiation from him and became his disciples. Multiple Vaishnavas have noted that Srila Janardhan Maharaj never missed the Navadip Dham and Braja Mandal Parikramas. He was especially fond of Navadip Parikrama and would reside in Navadip proper during the Gaur Purnima season. On one occasion during Navadip Parikrama at Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Samadhi in Mayapur, when it came time for him to glorify his Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj began to speak. During his glorification, his throat choked up and he broke down into uncontrollable tears that rendered him unable to say anything further. As he wept, those in attendance were awestruck by his sincerity and authenticity, as well as his deep faith and love for his spiritual master. Although Srila Janardhan Maharaj had a notable sweet disposition, this was in no way an indication of any weakness within him. He did not shy away from addressing controversies and often invited debate if he felt it would forward the great truths of Gauriya Vaishnava philosophy. Once, while on Govardhan Parikrama with hundreds of devotees, the party arrived at Radhakunda, where Srila Janardhan Maharaj took the opportunity to address the Radhakunda renunciants, Babajis, about their criticisms of Gauriya Vaishnava sannyasis in the line of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Invited them to discuss the topic, but the Babajis declined. Using scriptural references and historical facts, Srila Guru Maharaj strongly and conclusively articulated the legitimacy of the saffron-garbed Rupanuga Gauriya Vaishnavas. Saffron cloth. Though Srila Janardhan Maharaj had humbly asked them to discuss the topic, seeing his strength of character and hearing his firm tone and persuasive argument, the Babajis were unable to justify their slanderous claims. The strength with which he spoke had been characterized as though a roar. As a result of his command of the audience, as well as of the topic, none of the Babajis came forward to accept his invitation to debate the issue or to defend their unfounded position. As described at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, only those who are completely pure-hearted, nirmatsara, means no envy, because there is no kama, can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Any person who takes pleasure in the misery of others or who becomes malcontent at the happiness or success of any other living entity is considered matsara, that is envious, the opposite of nirmatsara. Such a person will never be able to access Srimad Bhagavatam's deep purports. Srila Janardhan Maharaj was indeed nirmatsara, a realized soul, he always saw the presence of the Supreme Lord within every creature, whether they were plants, trees, animals, birds, or human beings. Thus, he always related to any creature he came in touch with in a friendly and compassionate manner. It was his nature to always feel for the suffering of the living beings in this material world. In order to benefit others, he helped them understand how to access the path of liberation from samsara, the cycle of repeated birth and death. To this end, Srila Guru Maharaj continually presented the conclusions of Shastra to whoever would come and hear attentively from him. He was often observed devotedly serving cows by seeing to their comfort, well-being, and happiness. All of his temples had cow sheds, goshalas, and he frequently and fondly addressed each cow by name. Every day he spent time lovingly feeding, bathing, and brushing them, and they reciprocated their affection for Srila Maharaj. The cows would often be seen standing on the veranda waiting for his arrival. His devotion to and enthusiasm for these tasks were unmistakable. Because cows and all living entities, they understand love. I heard also from Srila Bharati Maharaj that there was in our mat in Vrindavan, there was one angry cow, and she would hit anyone who came, very angry. But Bharati Maharaj told that he tried to serve her with love. Then gradually she also changed her character and she became peaceful. So what to speak here, Maharaj lovingly was serving them because they are very dear to Krishna. So naturally they were waiting for him when he will come. His devotion to and enthusiasm for these tasks were unmistakable. To watch him was to understand the mood of the Gopas and Gopis of the sacred land of Vrindavan. But personally, for his own benefit or convenience, Srila Guru Maharaj would never accept anyone's service. Rather, he was always enthusiastic to accept an opportunity to respectfully serve other Vaishnavas, even those who were his juniors. For the satisfaction of Lord Krishna, he was continually absorbed in ecstatic devotion by body, mind, and words. His activities were done in remembrance of his Gurudev, Srila Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and other associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sri Sri Radha Govinda, and their dearmost Sakis and Manjaris. He was often heard to utter their names or pray to them in a mood of pure bhava bhakti. He was also always calling out Brishavanu Nandini Srimati Radharani Swamini and Jai Radhe Bol. Like Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he expressed his inner heart's desire, my Swamini, O my worshipable goddess, Srimati Radharani, when will I attain your service? He was always praying in this way. Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj consistently impressed upon his disciples that if anyone desired to enjoy the sweet mellow of loving service to Sri Sri Radha Krishna, then they must first take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, must always chant the Lord's holy names, and must faithfully follow the eternal maidservants of Srimati Radharani like Lalita, Vishaka, Rangadevi, Sudevi, Tungavidya, Champakalata, Chitra, and Induleka. Ashtasaki. He assured us that if, even in this very lifetime, we are able to serve all of the manjaris and dasis of the divine couple, including Rupa Manjari, with pure humility and without any hesitation or duplicity, that these maidservants are so merciful that they will accept us and help us to be established in our eternal service mood. Here is the end of his biography. So next week, his appearance day will also come. At that time, I will read from Srila Bodhaya Maharaj's book. So I did not see Maharaj, but I saw Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami Maharaj, also Srila Bhakti Vichar Vishnu Goswami Maharaj, and also Govinda Maharaj, Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj. He became his successor for those two temples. So but I saw the photo of Srila Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj. So I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy. And we are reading Upadesamrita, not Upadesamrita, now already the Harikatha of Srila Prabhupada at Radhakunda, where he explained Upadesamrita. That Diksha means you get mantra with Nama. That means you have to give up your mundane ego and offer yourself to service of Supreme Lord. And then there are different levels of devotees. So how to behave with them? There are three designations for devotees: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. In service also, there are three principles: love for the Lord, friendship with those surrendered to Him by Vaishnavas, and mercy for the unknowing, those who are ignorant, but they are wanting to know, they are willing to hear. Ignoring the inimical also as an alternate is mercy and avoidance of bad association. Yesterday I told that if you ignore, means you don't discuss anything with those who are very much against, is also mercy to them, because they will not get opportunity to increase their offenses. So that is mercy to them, and also avoidance of bad association. Offer obeisance to the inimical from a distance. Means still we have to give due respect, like our Gurudev told. We don't hate anyone. We don't hate Sahajas, we don't hate Mayavadis, we don't hate anyone, because all are from Krishna, by Krishna, in Krishna. But we don't support, Gurudev said, we don't like some of their actions. So still due respect is to be given, and you can give prasad also and everything, but don't intimately associate, follow their practices, which are anti-devotional, and if they are willing to hear something, then mildly you can speak to them what is Shastra Siddhanta. And our Gurudev said many Sahajiyas, Mayavadis, they also would accept the pure teaching of our Gurudev and took mantra. So in this way we have to behave. But if they are not willing to hear, then you should not forcefully preach or become harsh to anyone. That is not good. You remember when our Parangurudev would speak in the mat, in Harikatha, in front of his disciples, he would use very strong words to condemn anti-devotional activities of many Upasampradayas. But then on one day there was general some festivals. Many people came from outside to take prasad. So also one from one Upasampradaya was sitting there. Then one brahmachari became very harsh with him. Why you are here? Go out. What? Like very harsh. And Parangurudev, he saw him upstairs from the balcony in our Calcutta mat. Parangurudev would observe how distribution of prasad is going on. So he called that brahmachari and he said, why you are behaving in such a way with him? Then with some pride, that brahmachari said, Gurudev, you don't know, he's from that Upasampradaya, from that Upasampradaya. Like you were speaking a few days back, so from that, so I threw him out. Then Parangurudev said, no, this is not like this. I spoke strongly against evil practices, but we have no hatred towards persons. You should not behave harshly with anyone, because all belong to Krishna. So you should call him back and you serve him prasad. He came, you serve him prasad, don't argue, and if he will want to hear something about devotional conclusions from Shastra, then you can tell in mild tone, don't behave harsh. Otherwise, if you, like our Gurudev told, if with hatred or with grudge or if with wrong motive you behave harshly with anyone, then means against certain false defects, then those defects will enter you. If with wrong motive you speak about those points, to belittle, to criticize, to for your own ego, self-aggrandizement, for feeding your own ego, if with this motive you speak, though those faults may be there, it is fact, but if with wrong motive you behave harshly and speak, then those faults will will enter into you and you will fall down. You will become worse than him. So Parangurudev said, don't behave in this way. So offer obeisance to the inimical from a distance. Offer obeisance to materialistic followers of the Smriti scriptures from a distance. Offer obeisance to the various schools of demigod worshippers from a distance. Means you give due respect, but don't associate with them, following their ways. Speak about the Lord only with those who want to listen. And if they become inclined to listen, if they come and they are given prasad, then it is possible. Otherwise, no need. Worship of the Lord is the fundamental principle. Austerities, rites, and so on are not. Aradito jodi haris tapasa tatah kim. Naradito yadi haris tapasa tatah kim. Antar bahir yadi haris tapasa tatah kim. Nantar bahir yadi haris tapasa tatah kim. Yeah, this is a very important verse. If the Lord is worshipped, what is the use of austerities? And if the Lord is not worshipped, what is the use of austerities? If the Lord is within, and without, what is the use of austerities? And if the Lord is not within and without, what is the use of austerities? Here, austerities means that tapasya, the dry austerities like tolerating heat under sun during summertime and putting fire around you, or taking a bath in winter time in the river, like these bodily austerities, or drinking only milk like this. It does not speak about austerities which devotees do for the service of Krishna, like fasting on Ekadashi, eating only what can be offered to Supreme Lord, and always chanting his name. These are devotional austerities, but here it is meant those which have no relation to devotion. It is only for renunciation. So if Krishna is worshipped, then what is the use of this? Because the purpose is worship. What is the use of these austerities? That brahmachari came to Srila Sangam. Mahaprabhu said, no, you cannot enter. Only making austerities. You have to surrender to Krishna, then you can enter. And if the Lord is not worshipped, what is the use of austerity? What benefit you will get from that? Because only benefit is only worship of Krishna. So what is the benefit? And if Krishna is within and without, everywhere, what is the use of austerity? And if he's not, what is the use of austerities? No benefit. So tomorrow we will further hear this Harikatha.